Good evening, everyone. Controller Cramps here, bringing you a Slashback Saturday video review. This is a response to The Horror Man, and I've been wanting to do this for quite a while, and just haven't had the time. I usually work Saturdays, so it's kind of tough for me to fit in a movie and a review on Saturdays, but I wanted to make the time tonight to do this. Been watching a lot of other reviews, and I have not seen anyone review this yet, so I'm actually pretty satisfied that I might be the only one this week. Now, I hadn't intended to review this movie, but I had found it, I think last week, so it's pretty good timing, and I hadn't put it in storage yet, so there you go. Now, the movie I'm going to review is a remake of the 1987 slasher / thriller, The Stepfather, starring Terry O'Quinn, which is a classic in my opinion. I love that movie. I've seen it many times. This is the 2009 remake of The Stepfather. If you're gonna remake a movie like The Stepfather, it had better be something special. I mean, you gotta go way above and beyond. This movie it's not a beat for beat remake, but it gets the general theme and the general story down, and there's a lot of similarities. There's some of the lines are the same. So really what it is here, this gentleman, we'll call him David. He's a serial killer, and he preys on single mothers. He wants to have a perfect family. So at the beginning of the movie, we see him packing his bags. He's at home, he's packing his bags, and then you see him shave, change his hairstyle, and add colored contact lenses. He's like changing his appearance. Then he goes downstairs, eats a piece of toast, and then he walks towards the door. And as he's walking towards the door, you see that there's all these dead people in his house. Bunch of dead kids, dead woman. So yeah, the guy is a serial killer. So he leaves, and then you fast forward a few months later. He meets a single mother at a shopping center, or I think it's a grocery store, and talks a good game, and they hook up. Fast forward 6 months later, they're engaged. They're going to get married. The woman's son, I can't remember her name right now, but her son Michael comes home from military school, and him and David get along at first, but things turn sour pretty quickly. So the first thing I'll say is that it's not a bad movie, but it's definitely not as good as the first or the original. After things sort of turn sour. Now, the whole thing with him is he wants a perfect family. And when things don't go perfectly according to plan, he starts going a little nuts. Amber Heard is the son, Michael's girlfriend, Kelly. And I don't know why the character was added. First off, in the original, Michael is actually a teenage girl, is actually a daughter. And I don't believe there was anyone else in the family. It was just the daughter and the wife. There's a lot of extra characters in this. First off, you have the son, you have his girlfriend, you have 2 kids, then you have ex-husband. It's kind of crazy. There's way too many characters. But at the same time, it's more people for him to kill. So there you go. It's a slasher after all. Amber Heard, by the way, is she's dressed in some pretty skimpy stuff. I mean, she's wearing a bikini, probably in at least 3/4 of the scene she's in, which I am not complaining about. So if you like Amber Heard, this is a good movie. This is the movie for you. Anyways, so what happens is things sort of turn sour. Michael starts to suspect David of possibly being the serial killer that he had heard about on the news that had killed his family. And then her friend, I think it was her sister, who got him a job, who got David a job at a real estate office, which is actually similar to the original, because in the original, Terry O'Quinn was a real estate agent as well. But her sister gets him a job, and then she goes to give him the forms to fill out, and he refuses to fill them out. And as soon as she gives him the forms, he quits the job. So when that happens, the sister starts getting really suspicious and starts digging into his past and stuff. And then, so the sister gets involved with the ex-husband, tries to get him to, look out some information, see what he can find out about the guy. The ex-husband has his doubts. Things turn sour. People start dying. And it just sort of leads up. It's progressive, and people just keep dying and dying and dying. Things that end up to, a penultimate scene, which is pretty good. I actually did enjoy it. I don't want to go into too many spoilers, but I mean, if you have not seen the original Stepfather, you could check this out. You might enjoy this. It's a 2000s horror movie. There's some good ones. This is not one of them. It's okay. You may enjoy this. There's some decent kills. There's some, not really any gore. There's blood, but there's not a whole lot of gore or anything like that. It's okay. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. I think that's a fair score for this. The main character, David, let's see, who plays him in this? Dylan Walsh, okay. I think he was in a lot of TV shows. But yeah, he does a decent job. I mean, he's pretty good. And he does share the famous line towards the end of the movie, who am I this time? Or what does he say? Oh yeah, he says, who am I here? Because he forgets what character he's playing. Guy's a psychopath. I recommend you watch the original. Stay away from this one, unless you can't get access to the original. But it's streaming everywhere. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I recommend that one. If you would rather watch something that's more modern, I mean, you can't really. I won't say you can't go wrong, but I mean, you could watch this and you might get some enjoyment out of it. It's not that bad. So, shout out to the Horror Man. This is my first one of these. I'm not too good at reviewing movies, but hey, I appreciate your videos, and it's been fun watching everybody else's response. This is Controller Cramps. Have a good night. Bye.